Pazicki here. So I got some feedback that some of you guys wanted me to show you how to do a few more of these problems. So I'm going to do that right now. So if you need some extra help with the moles and mass stuff, I'm going to do that with you. This is not the easiest thing, but I promise you it's not nearly as difficult as it might seem. The only thing you really got to look at is the wording, and then you have to know if you have to multiply or divide. So I'm going to do it with you. So let's look at the first part of the worksheet. So we need 2 moles of Na. So whenever it asks you to find the mass and it gives you moles, you're going to multiply, right? Because if you think about it, 1 mole is equal to the molar mass on the periodic table. If we have a different amount than 1 mole, we're going to have to adjust that. It's very similar to like baking. So for example, like if I needed, 2 moles of sodium for my recipe, I need to be able to figure out how many grams that is. So what I do is I go to the periodic table and I look up Na, right? Which when I look up Na, it should be 22.99, okay? Now, I'm going to round that to 23 when I do the math because it's just easier for me, okay? You are welcome to round as you see fit. So I'm going to do 2.0 moles times 23 grams. Now what that's going to tell me is if I need 2 moles of this, I have to multiply, right? So when it's find the mass and I give you moles, okay, you're going to multiply. And that's for all these in that first part, okay? So when I do that, I should get 46 grams. All right, sweet. And that's it. Now if I do another one, let's do sodium chloride, right, down here. Kind of the same idea, except that I have a decimal, but same thing, I'm still going to multiply. So I look up sodium and chlorine, right, on the periodic table, add them together to find the molar mass. If you're somebody who doesn't want to do that, you can actually type these in online and type in like molar mass, NaCl, and it will give you the molar mass. So if you don't want to do all the math there, you can actually kind of cheat it. But Na is 23, and Cl is actually 35.5. Can't really round that one. It's a little tricky because it's actually 35.45. So I'm going to keep it 35.5. So I add those two together, okay, and I should get 58.5. All right, so that's my molar mass, right, for 1 mole. So 1 mole of this is this, but I only need this many. I need 0.25, which is a quarter mole, right? So I need 0.25, excuse my horrible handwriting as I try to write on this, right, times 58.5. All right. Now I'm going to plug that in the calculator, and you're going to have to give me a sec because I'm using my school calculator. So it's going to take me a minute. I'll pop up my calculator here. All right. So I'm going to do 58.5, right, times 0.25, and I should get 14.625, okay? So we'll say 14, I'll put it in there as 14.6, just makes it easier. So 14.6 grams. Okay, hopefully that makes a little bit more sense, right? So when I'm asked to find the mass is always in grams, okay? So I'm always going to multiply. So for all of these, if you want to make a note on there, like you're going to multiply, right? Multiply. Okay, now we're going to move on. We're going to go down. So I'm going to clear the screen, okay? We're going to go down to the find the moles. So if we want to find the moles of a substance like that, we're given grams. Here we're going to actually divide. So go here. So in this case, for all of these, I'm going to divide. Put the little division symbol up there. Now when you divide, it is very important you divide the correct way. I noticed this, I corrected this on a few of you guys' worksheets. When you divide, you always have to divide the number you're given by the molar mass. Otherwise, you don't get the right information. Okay? So for example, if you have 90 grams of AU, you want to know how many moles you have, right? So I'm going to look up AU. Right, if I look up gold, it should be 197. All right. It's actually like 196.7 or 8, but 197, okay? And I only have 90 grams. So you should in your head think to yourself, okay, this is less than 1 mole, right? If you only have 90, and 197 is 1 mole, that means you have to have less than a mole. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 90 divided by 197, right? I cannot stress this enough, right? So I'm going to even put a little arrow here. But the molar mass is always on the bottom. So your molar mass needs to go on the bottom when you divide, right? And when you punch this in the calculator, hopefully you can do that at this point, it's this divided by this. All right, now I'll actually even do it in the calculator for you. Okay, so give me 1 sec. All right, I'm going to pull up my calculator again. So I'm going to do 90 divided by 197. Okay, you get 0.4568, blah, blah, blah. All right, we're going to round that to 0.46 because this actually rounds up, right? So I'm going to put that in as, go back to my pen here, equals 0.46 moles, all right, which is about a half a mole, all right, a little less than half a moles. All right, and I am going to put units in there because it's actually important. So if I have this many grams of gold, that means I have this many moles. All right, I'm going to do another one. So if I come down here, okay, let's do C, MgOH2. Now, if I want to be lazy and I don't want to look up the mass of this, I can just Google it, right? But the mass of MgOH2, if you're going to solve it, right, this is 24.3. All right, O is 16, but it's times 2, so 32. All right, H is 2. All right, I'm going to add all those numbers together, and I should get 58.3, right? So 58.3 is the molar mass of this. Again, if you Google it, you can just find it. But every once in a while, you do get a wrong number, so you might want to kind of just double check in your head, okay? I have 250, so I know right now I have more than 1 mole, right? I probably have closer to like a little over 4 moles, right? That's what I can kind of guesstimate in my head. So I'm going to do 250 grams, all right, divided by the molar mass. Remember, again, this number has to go on the bottom, right? 58.3. Whoopsie. Again, I can't make my handwriting much better. I apologize, you guys. All right, I'm going to pull up my handy dandy calculator and then I'm going to put it in. So 250 divided by 58.3 equals 4.28, which I'm going to put as 4.3. I'm going to make that simple. Okay, so about 4.3 moles. That was pretty close with my guesstimate. Look at that. Woo! All right, 4.3 moles. Sweet, right? Hopefully that makes things a little bit easier. Now, I am going to go down to the bottom of this worksheet. I'm going to clear my annotations here. Okay. Now, when you get to this part, and this is where I saw a lot of people either just skip this completely or they were like, oh, I don't understand this part. This is the exact same thing, except I mixed them. Okay, so the way to figure this out is pretty simple. I'm just going to label it for you. So if I ask you for the mass and I give you the moles, right, you're going to multiply. If I ask you for moles and I give it to you in grams, you're going to divide, right? So if you notice that when you get a problem and you have grams here, you're going to divide always, okay, by the molar mass. Again, mass, if I'm giving you moles, you're going to multiply, okay? Hopefully that makes a little bit more sense. If you'd like me to do a couple more of these for you, I can. And I hope that you have a wonderful weekend. Don't work too hard. We do have a quiz on Tuesday. And it's a mixture of everything. It's percent composition. It's this. So kind of look over everything you've done. And please let me know if you need any assistance. You guys are wonderful. I really appreciate all of you. And keep working hard. I know this is not easy. And I really do appreciate you all. So, yay!